All right, go ahead, people. Dr. Nicole McGrady here. Y'all, I'm back. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, good people. Okay, so first, I did read, I paid attention, and guys, I am soft spoken, so my voice doesn't always carry. So I will do my best. I have my mic. It's right here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So hopefully this is better. Not whispering, just, your girl is tired. Been chasing kids all day, tired, and I've been working on all the things. But anywho, I'm here to share with you about, sorry, my little one, she just kidnapped the stroller, and the stroller has somehow become her toy. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. So, week two in South Africa, and man, week one was excitement, right? Newness, sensory overload in the best way, and when you settle into week two, that's when things kind of start to settle down and you start to feel it, right? You start to feel more than you see. Like the week one, you see a lot and everything is new and different and amazing. Week two, you start to feel it more in your spirit, and you begin to pay attention, not so much to what you see, but to how it feels in your body, what you feel when you walk into a space, when you walk into a room, when you visit a place, when you see the scenery. And I love it. I like it here in week two. I do. So we came into week two with a very practical plan, outlined all the things. We wanted to tour different areas. We wanted to get a look at the estates. We wanted to get a sense of how daily life would feel here. And somewhere in between the home viewings, the shared meals, the unexpected connections, and the expected ones, it stopped feeling like a scouting trip as much and started feeling like belonging, like I belong here. And yes, like the whole landing here in South Africa and feeling in the welcome home and feeling like it's home. Yes, absolutely. It just took it to a different level this week or this past week. So started feeling belonging. And I love it here too. I love it. So this week we spent time touring the different estates, right? And the different areas. And I want to take this time to pause because, sorry, I'm trying to remember to keep the mic here, y'all. Sorry. Because when you hear estates or gated communities, they often bring up, their own assumption, especially for those who don't reside in South Africa, for those who aren't South African, who reside somewhere else, i.e. the US or Europe or what have you, right? And what we've seen isn't fear-based living. It was very intentional living. Like they've been very intentional about each estate and how it caters to community more than the structures, if that makes sense. So these are, they're walkable neighborhoods. There's green space everywhere. And sometimes there's parks, and other times they have, all the amenities, and, every estate has something different, right? Some have restaurants and spas and some don't. But with most of them, you see kids outside, families outside walking together, adults, couples outside, singles outside, just walking. And they've been very intentional in creating community areas that actually bring people together to gather and connect and enjoy and entertain. Because let me tell you, South Africa, y'all know how to have a good time. And I love it, okay? I love it. I'm so excited. But you all love a good party. You all love to entertain, to socialize. And it's just beautiful and wonderful. And it's done in such a way that is somehow feels different than that which I've experienced. And it's not like I haven't experienced good, safe gatherings and connection, but there's something different here. And as I've spoken with, other expats who've become friends, and I realize I'm not losing it, because they too would be like, yeah, it's something different. And the only way you really understand how different it is if you experience it, because trying to verbalize it and communicate it in words just doesn't really do it justice. So, yeah. And we didn't go visit all of the estates. There are a lot of them, but we did notice each estate had its own personality. Some felt more quiet and tucked away. Others were more vibrant and lively. And but all of them were like a small village. And we were talking to some friends last night, and I remember he said it reminded him of Cheers. Like, for us Americans, there was a show called Cheers. It was I want to say it was in the 80s. So I remember watching it growing up. And it's like, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Doom, 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 doom. And it's about a bar in Boston? Up north. At any rate, I don't know. Look up Cheers, right? Cheers. It was Ted Danson and Christy. Oh, she just passed not too long ago. Christy. I can't remember her name, but yeah. But anyway, like, he made the comparison between Cheers and here, because the estates and the neighborhoods are set up to where everyone knows your name, not in the literal sense, but you actually know your neighbors and you have a relationship with your neighbors. And, that's not foreign to us as, Black Americans from the Black community. It's not foreign. It's how a lot of us grew up, right? It's how our parents grew up. And we've just kind of gotten away from that as time has gone on. But anyway, that's just kind of what I've noticed. One thing we also did was we kind of shifted from observing to imagining, right? And we were almost kind of like a one foot in to the imagine zone anyway. But, something beautiful and subtle happens when you go from observing and you stop asking, what does this place look like? And you start asking, what would it feel like to be here, right? To live here. And that shift happened for us this week. So as we did our tours and walked through homes and walked through neighborhoods, it wasn't, oh, this is beautiful, or, oh, this is nice, or, oh, this has what we need, or this fits our family. It was more so, what would it feel like for us to be here, for us to live in this space, to embody this space? And, I like it there too. I like it a lot of places, y'all. But we weren't just noticing the square meters, if you will, because I'm adjusting, y'all. I'm adjusting. So we weren't just noticing the square meters or the layouts or the number of bedrooms and baths. Now, those are important. Don't get me wrong. But we were noticing like how our kids move through the spaces. We were riding through one of our favorite neighborhoods. It's actually the one that we really want to reside in. And he says, which one is our home? Now, mind you, he's 3. Okay. He's 3. So which one is our home, Mom? I like that one. That can be our home. At 3, unprompted. And, I've learned you don't necessarily discount what the little ones say, because it comes from a place, even though they might not have the words to conceptualize and explain what they mean or where it's coming from. It comes from somewhere. Oh, that must be there's something in the kitchen. Must be the dishwasher. Anyway, so yeah. But anyway, so we noticed how they exhaled, how they played, how we exhaled, what felt good to our bodies when we walked through the door, what didn't, because everything doesn't, everything shouldn't. So that's kind of when we realized that this trip was about more than just geography. Okay, it was about alignment. And again, while we knew that anyway, it took on new meaning, it took on new form. Let's see, what else, y'all? What else? Oh, okay. So I think one of the most unexpected gifts has been community, right? Beautiful, unexpected, God-led, God-ordained, right? I won't even begin to say I was good enough or clever enough or smart enough to pull it all together, because I wasn't. I wasn't. So it was totally a God thing. And I'm thankful for it, but the way he's connected us to a community here, and then even expanded that. And we met new friends who, they're the neighbors of some of our friends here. And they are just delightful. We're getting together on the next leg of our trip, So, it's just community and friendship and just love for one another. It's A1. And so friends, some long-standing, some newer, most newer. They didn't just welcome us, they embodied us, right? They embraced our children, y'all, in a way that was deeply familiar, and deeply rare. I mean, just, it warmed our heart. Like, our kids weren't treated like visitors. They were treated like family. They were included, they were seen, they were looked after. I mean, and I can't, for those of you in South Africa, you all are used to this culture. It's a way of life for you. But for me, as an outsider coming in, it's beautiful. And it reminds me of the days of my childhood when I was always included and seen and looked after, and not just by my immediate family, by, my extended family, by the friends who became family, by the community, right? And so it reminded us of something that we didn't realize we were missing, because we're, in the States, we're so caught up in just life, trying to survive life, right? But like that old school sense of community where most of us grew up in, where children kind of belong to the village. Okay, they, where the adults looked out for one another, they looked out for the kids without even being asked. And all of them might not have been on the up and up. Some might have been rough around the edges, but they would tell you, listen, go ahead and go home. Okay, don't play around out here, right? And so it's very reminiscent of that. And I love that, So for those of you who don't know, I'm an integrative health doctor. I'm an expert wellness strategist. Wellness is my jam. That is my brand. And, there's been a lot of conversation today about wellness, right? There's mental wellness, there's emotional wellness, there's family wellness. But community is a form of wellness as well. And it's a form of wellness that we don't talk about in the US. We don't talk about it as much. So being known, being welcomed, having a space to rest, while someone else holds things for just a moment, having a space for you to breathe, right? There's something to that, and it's needed and it's necessary. It doesn't matter who you are, right? And that kind of wellness, you can feel it in your nervous system. When community is present, you can feel the absence of it also when community is absent, but when it's present, you can notice that your shoulders are no longer up to your ears, but, they relax, and, you're no longer clenching your teeth or clenching your jaws, and, the muscles in your face can relax, and you can smile. And even in your resting moments, there's still a smile there. There's a look of being pleasant and feeling comfortable and feeling safe, right? And so this week reminded us of that wellness, right? And reminded us that wellness isn't about just what you do, it's about who you are and who surrounds you, i.e. community. So I said all of that to say, there's been a quiet assurance of underneath all of this, of us being guided, not rushed, not forced, just led. And yes, we are excited. Okay. We're very excited. But we also understand that sometimes faith looks like certainty, and sometimes it looks like curiosity paired with trust. Come on, somebody. Trust in someone larger than you. Okay. Because Lord knows if we could fix all of the issues that's going on in our lives, in the world, in the community, and whatever, we would have done it already. So clearly, we don't have that kind of power to do it, right? But we can be led by a power higher than us to address those things, to be a part of the change for those things. And so in this space, we're still learning, we're still observing, we are holding things loosely, we aren't locked in. We know what we would like, however, we are also surrendering to what God has for us, and that takes precedence, So week 2 was spiritual. Now I'm tired. Let's not get it twisted. Your girl is tired, okay? The schedule's been all over the place. So I am tired, but I'm also thankful, very thankful. And you all give such warm welcomes. Oh my goodness, y'all make just make me feel so special. And you all really make, you've made me and my family feel welcomed and loved. And so for that, I do thank you. I don't take it lightly. I value the fact that you can take time out of, your very valuable time to watch and interact. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for that. And so to that I say, that has been our week 2. Okay. I know I was rambling a little bit, but I just wanted to share that's our experience. I've just been sharing, and we're here and we're loving it. And if you're curious to about like what this journey looks like, what it continues to reveal, and we'd love for you to walk it out with us. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all the things. I do hope my volume was a little bit louder. My voice is tired and I'm already soft spoken, so yeah, I'll try to increase the volume on the video during editing. But this is it. This is me, y'all. I'm sorry. So anyway, I look forward to keeping you in the loop and sharing things with you. Sorry, the little one was coughing. And we will see you in week 3, or you might see me in between. I don't know. Depends. So yeah, you all have a blessed day, blessed morning, blessed evening, blessed afternoon, blessed week. And I will see you next time. Okay, love and blessings. Toodles.